Welcome to the Clique Kits channel. This is Hannah with you today, and I'm going to be working on this mixed media layout. And so what you are watching me do is take a piece of cardstock and some matte medium. And this is just like a gel medium. It's quite thin, but you can use it like glue. You could also use something like Mod Podge. And I'm taking the tissue paper that we get in our kit, and I'm gonna adhere it on both sides with the matte medium. It will give a little bit of a glossy finish. It's matte, so it's not going to be as bad. And so here I'm taking some shimmer spray and spraying it in 3 spots, and I'm just going to use my brush and just kind of brush it, and I'm going to let it sit. I did let the matte medium dry completely before I did this. You could do it while it's wet, but just know that you really need to clean your brush. Now I'm adding some of the copper paint that is in the store, and it's really gorgeous, and I let it sit, and then I'm going to add some like dashes and stuff as well. I'm going to also use some white paint to do some more like dots and dashes and stuff. I'm just doing something abstract. It doesn't have to be anything really complicated, and that is the fun part about this kind of mixed media. I also tore all the edges off, as you can see, so I'm going to use my palette knife. I like to use my brush and a palette knife just to get different types of textures and looks. But use whatever kind of utensil that you feel comfortable using, and one that you can get the look that you're wanting to get. So, and if you're not sure, this is a good way to just play around, get an art journal or some kind of little journal that you can play around in, and just use different types of tools and different kinds of mediums to just see how they react. This is really just how I've learned what I like. And so now that that other part is drying, I'm going to put it on this black and white paper. And at this point now, everything's dried, and I am just gonna be building on my layout. This is a little bit bigger than 8.5 by 11. It's probably close to 9 by 12, and not quite 9 by 12, but maybe 9 by 11.5. I don't mind that it's not completely, that typical 8.5 by 11 size. I'll just stick it in a 12 by 12 protector that I use a fuse tool on, and just stick it right in my album. I have many layouts that are kind of that way. So this photo is about a 4 by 4 photo, and I took it a while ago at the beginning of the month. And I say a while ago. I took it at the beginning of the month because I wanted to take a picture to show how I plan to do the 100 days project. I'm going to be writing down memories that I have from my childhood and just things that I don't want to forget that I may have not written down. So that's what this layout is really just about, is about me working and starting on this project. Just a fun little way to show how I like to craft. And these are kinds of spreads that I like to put together for me because I want my kids to know that and remember, I don't know how they can't because I have this great big room, but how much I just loved to document history, but not just history as in history that you find in a history book for school, but history as how it pertains to me and all these memories and things. And I know I have a ton of things that I remember from when I was little, but I don't always write it down, and so I don't want to forget it, because as you get older and you store more and more memories in your brain, sometimes it's harder to pull those other memories out. I mean, sometimes it's not, but it's just kind of a good idea to get in the habit of writing that kind of stuff down. So I'm going to take some of the papers from the kit, and I'm just pretty much using the main kit. Sometimes I will mix them. I mean, hey, they're they're meant to be mixed. They're really similar usually. But I'm also taking some of the die cuts, and I really like that cut apart sheet. I had a hard time because both sides are equally fun. Don't you hate that? How it's on both sides. You like both things. You are not going to, in my photo at the end, see my journaling because, of course, did I finish it when I took pictures? No. I tend to have this bad habit about doing a layout, knowing all of what I wanted to say about the layout as far as like why I created it and the story behind it, but I don't always write it down right away. Sometimes I won't do it until I put them away in my album, which I usually get a stack and then I put them away. I have a ton of layouts waiting to go in stacks. So if you're like me and you have layouts that are sitting around, make sure that you remember to add your journaling, because this is also an important part. No one's going to remember the story of this except for that it says 100 days of the 100-day project. No one's going to know what that is if they look at that. So, and hey, I might not remember 6 months from now if I don't write it down. So that is a reminder for myself and for you guys to get that kind of stuff down if that's important to you. So the one paper that I used for my background had a whole bunch of those cameras, and as you've seen, but I was talking through it, I just fussy cut them out and I'm going to place them around. I thought it would be a really cool way to embellish. That's the awesome thing about some of these papers, is that they have little pieces that you can cut out and add them as embellishments. And it really makes your kit go so much further. I mean, this kit is jam-packed with stuff. So, I mean, I didn't need to do it, but I just thought it would be fun and it would be a good way to tie in all the cameras. I mean, there's only so many cameras you get in a kit anyway, or a collection. And so yeah, so I'm going to use the thickers that came in the kit, those copper ones. They're really fun. They're like a chipboard copper, and I'm going to use that other thing that says hello, and it's just going to say hello stories. I mean, really, it doesn't need to be really complicated. I mean, for me, it's a lot about just having fun on my pages, but also getting these little fun moments documented. I mean, yeah, it's not the story of a lifetime, but I just thought it would be kind of fun. And plus it just shows how a part of the community I am, that I'm taking part of in something that the community is doing as a whole together. So if you guys are playing along with the 100-day project, let me know below what you are doing for your projects. If you are doing something crafty and creative, or if you're doing something closer to me that is just documenting stories, because really I don't know if I have the time to make a layout or to do something really, really crafty every night, but I know I could write a story every day, could write a little memory, and it really wouldn't be that hard. So I'm still finding little pieces that I want to tuck in, but I'm almost done. I really wanted to use those houses just to kind of signify like my home and like memories of maybe my home, I don't know, and stuff. But in the end, I decided not to use it, and I just kind of left this as this. I'm going to add some of these dots from the store. I will make sure I link to all the stuff that I use from the store in the info box below so that you can find it. Don't forget to use my code Hannah10 and you can get 10% off of the add-ons that you purchase in the store. And that also lets everyone know that you seen all this fun stuff from me. So I hope you guys have a great day. I can't wait for you guys to use this kit. It is super, super fun. And I will see you guys later next week for another layout of funness. So I will see you guys later. Bye.